ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरतुसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the manual of life. So yesterday we discussed from chapter number 1, verse number 9. अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मदर्थे त्यक्त जीविता नाना शस्त्र प्रहरणा सर्वे युद्ध विशारदा. So in this verse, Duryodhana is telling to Dronacharya, and also along with Dronacharya by his side Bhishma, Kripacharya, and all other warriors from Duryodhana's side are present. They are also hearing. So he says, there are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons and all are experienced in military science. So Duryodhana, with the intention of motivating his warriors on his side, is trying to explain how much surrendered are the warriors to Duryodhana, and they are even prepared to give up their life for the sake of Duryodhana. So, but another meaning of this verse is Madharthe Tyakta Jivita. We discussed that Madharthe can also mean because of me. Duryodhana is saying Bahaba Sura, these great heroes, great in number, so many great heroes have come to fight from my side. So although Nana Sastra Praharana, although they are हर्ष को आप थोड़ा ऐसे बढ़ सकते माता जी को नाना शस्त्र प्रहरणा means although they are equipped with all kinds of weapons and sarve yuddha visharada, that means they are expert. Visharad means expert in fighting or using all these kinds of weapons. And in the previous verse he said Samatim Jaya, all these great warriors who have come to fight from on my side, so they are always victorious in the battlefield. Never was a battle which they could not win. They always remained victorious in the battle. But in this particular battle, they all are going to take the jivita. They all are going to die because of me, mother. This is another meaning. The prediction is being made here that all those great warriors who never got defeated in any of the previous battles, they will get defeated in this battle because of joining the party of sinful Duryodhana. And why? Because Duryodhana is standing against Pandavas who are pure devotees of Krishna. So this verse we discussed yesterday. Now, the next verse, 10th verse, which Duryodhana is concluding after describing the great strength of his army, is concluding in this 10th verse. He says, अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्वदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितं. So Duryodhana is saying, our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma. Whereas the strength of the Pandavas carefully protected by Bhima is limited. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, so in this verse, Duryodhana is telling aparyaptam tadasmakam. This word paryaptam and the negative of this word aparyaptam has two meaning. One meaning of paryaptam is uh, that it is limited, or aparyaptam means unlimited, immeasurable. But this is the meaning Duryodhana is thinking. But another meaning of the word paryaptam or aparyaptam is paryaptam means, yes, what is another meaning? Enough. Enough, sufficient. It's sufficient. And aparyaptam is not sufficient. So these these two meanings. So we'll discuss about this. First, we'll read purport. Herein, an estimation of comparative strength is made by Duryodhana. So he thinks that the strength of his armed forces is immeasurable, aparyaptam. Duryodhana is taking this meaning of aparyaptam. That means unlimited, immeasurable. Being specifically protected by the most experienced general, grandfather Bhishma. On the other hand, the forces of the Pandavas are limited, paryaptam, being protected by a less experienced general, who? Bhima, who is who is like a fig in the presence of Bhishma. And that was true actually. Bhima was nothing in front of Bhishma. Bhima was so powerful, he had the strength of 10,000 elephants. Just imagine. One elephant, how much strength it has got. And Bhima could fight alone with 10,000 elephants. So powerful. And that Bhima is just like a fig, means a small toy in front of Bhishma, nothing. Bhishma was such a great warrior. And Arjuna also. And actually, it so happened when Bhishma took this vow, the next day, I will kill all the Pandavas. And Bhishma was fighting so ferociously that Arjuna could not understand that simply by seeing the strength of Bhishma, Arjuna got bewildered. He was unable to shoot any arrow in front of Bhishma. Arjuna, the great archer, he became perplexed, bewildered. And finally, Bhishma he hit the chariot of Arjuna, and the wheel got broken. Arjuna came down, and then Krishna understood, now Arjuna is going to get finished. Immediately, Krishna took the chariot wheel, Ratha Charan. There's very nice Bhishma Stuti 1.9.38, I think. Bhishma Dev remembers this pastime when he was lying down on the bed of arrows. So when Krishna appeared before Bhishma, he brought Pandavas also. So seeing Krishna well dressed and Pandavas very well dressed in royal paraphernalia, so Bhishma was remembering this pastime, and he says, Swanigamam apahaya mat pratigyam ऋतमधिकर्तुमवाप्लुतो रथस्था Swanigamam apahaya mat pratigyam. Lord Krishna, who is standing before me, is so wonderful, is so affectionate to his devotees. I am also his one of devotee. Bhishma is remembering that just to protect mat pratigyam, my promise, because he took this promise, Bhishma, then until unless Krishna takes Krishna takes his weapons in his hand. Krishna desires, Krishna becomes ready to kill me. If Krishna doesn't takes any weapons in his hand, I will kill all the Pandavas. So because Krishna already took the promise that I will not fight. So in order to protect Pandavas, then Krishna had to break his promise. He actually did not break, but he was prepared to break his own promise just to protect Arjuna as well as to protect the vow of Bhishma, the promise of Bhishma. That's why Bhishma is remembering Mat Pratigyam, my own promise, just to protect my promise. Swanigamam apahaya, his own truthfulness he broke. And for this Ritam Adhikartum Avapluto Rathasta, just to make my vow, my promise factual, he got down from the chariot And after Avapluto Rathastha, means he got down from the chariot. Dhritarata charano abhyaya chaladgur haririvahantumibham gato tariya. Dhritarata charano. Ratha charana means the wheels. Wheels are considered charan, legs of the rath. So Dhrita, taking hold of the wheels of the chariot, Abhyaya Chaladgur, he ran very hurriedly. And because of this, when Krishna was running towards Bhishma, taking the wheel in his hand, that is very wonderful scene. Bhishma is remembering that scene. And at that time, the earth was trampling. Krishna was so forcefully, he was running towards Bhishma to kill him. And Bhishma is comparing this Hari Riva Hantumibham Gatottarya, just like Hari means the lion, when the lion attacks on elephant. So similarly, Krishna ran towards me just to kill me. And in that case, the upper garment of Krishna was falling down, and his curly hairs got loosened, and he that side, that scene is so wonderful, so beautiful. Krishna is remembering. So this nice photo is also there. So Bhishma in this way remember this. So that's why Bhishma was so powerful. Pandavas were nothing in front of Bhishma. That's why Duryodhana is comparing that our military strength is so very carefully protected by a great experienced general Bhishma Pitamaha. And as compared to us, Pandavas general Bhima is very less experienced. That's why our strength is immeasurable. So Duryodhana was always envious of Bhima because he knew perfectly well that if he should die at all, he would die only. He would only be killed by Bhima. But at the same time, he was confident of his victory on account of the presence of Bhishma, who was far superior general. His conclusion that he would come out of the battle victorious was well ascertained. So that is Duryodhana's calculation. He is thinking like this. He is inspiring the warriors on his side that don't worry. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam. Balam means military strength. Our military strength is aparyaptam, immeasurable. And that too, it is protected by Bhishma Abhirakshitam. It is well protected by the very experienced general Bhishma. So that's why we are sure to we become victorious in this battle. In this way, he is trying to inspire. And he's comparing to Pandava's army as Paryaptam to idam etesham balam bhima abhirakshitam. Their balam or military strength is Paryaptam, very limited. And that too, it is managed or directed by less experienced general Bhima. So that is his calculation. But actually, another meaning of this verse can be taken. Aparyaptam also means insufficient. So he says, Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam. Our balam or military strength is aparyaptam, insufficient. Why? Why it is insufficient? Although it is being Bhishma Bhirakshitam. He says, though it is being directed or managed, or it is under the protection of Bhishma, who is so powerful, great general, but still it is insufficient for us to make us victorious in this battle. Why? This answer you have to give. On the other side, Balam Bhima Bhirakshitam, Pandava's army Balam is Bhima Bhirakshitam, less experienced general Bhima is protecting, but still Paryaptam, it is sufficient to kill us. Why? What is the reason? Yes, who can tell? Online devotees? Yes, can any one of you tell us? Yes, Shama Mataji.
Of course, Krishna is present on the other side. That's why.
Oh, very nice. Good. Haribo. Yes. लेकिन ऑफलाइन में कुछ सुना नहीं ना? No. Now you tell.
सुना क्या? क्या बोलो?
Harsh will answer. Yes, Harsh. That means you could understand. Good. So why? Because Krishna is present personally with Pandava's army. That's why although they have less number of soldiers, warriors, and their director Bhima less experienced in comparison to Bhishma. Bhishma, he had the experience of 350 years. 350 years of experience. And Bhima was having experience of something 100, 110 years of experience. Bhima was nothing in front of Bhishma. Bhishma was great warrior. He could even defeat Parshuram. All of you know this story. Bhishma could defeat Parshuram also, his own guru in military training. And his guru became very much pleased when a disciple or when a son excels his father or teacher. The father or teacher they become pleased. So similarly, uh, uh, Bhishma, because Bhishma kidnapped three princes to get married to his brothers. But when he kidnapped them, so they desired that Bhishma should marry with us. But Bhishma said, no, I have taken the vow, I will not marry. So they complained to his teacher, Guru, Parshuram, that this is unfair. He touched us, he kidnapped us, so we cannot be married to anyone else. So you please tell him that he should marry us. So Parshuram called him that if you were not supposed to get married, then why you kidnapped them? So now you must marry them. So Bhishma said, no, I will not marry. I have taken the vow. I have given this promise to my father. So then Parshuram said, okay, let us have fight. So Bhishma said, okay, all right, ready. So they started fighting. And then finally, Bhishma, he became victorious. Of course, that is also a pastime. Parshuram, nobody can defeat Parshuram. He is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. But he got pleased with the extraordinary strength of Bhishma. So finally, he agreed. Okay. So then these princes, they became angry and they cursed him. This is the instance we learn that first of all they complained to Parshuram. So after Parshuram, he fought with Bhishma and the matter was settled, then they should have given up their anger. They should not have cursed him. But still, that is the nature. So they cursed him. So finally, so in this way, Bhishma. So Bhishma was such a great, powerful warrior. But still, because they were standing against Pandavas and Krishna, so they got defeated. And all their unlimited strength, all their experience was of no value, and they got defeated. So we learn from this incident some lesson. Yes, who can tell what is the lesson we learn from this verse? Yes, please tell.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
No matter how powerful is the other side would be, if Krishna is not present there, they will get surely defeated.
Yes. So doesn't matter how much we acquire material assets, material wealth, material power, and name, fame, position, recognition, experience, strength, even perfections. Perfection means siddhis. So it doesn't matter if we are devoid of Krishna consciousness, we are going to get defeated by the hands of Kal, death. Mrityu Sarvaharashaham. Krishna comes in the form of death for in front of those people who neglect to become Krishna conscious. So this is one lesson we learn. And that we see so many great emperor they came. They came as they came, similarly they went away. Only their names are there in the pages of history. But no, nothing. And after some time, the names is also just wiped out. On the other hand, if a person who may be very helpless, who may be very poverty stricken, not so powerful, not so famous, who may be very crippled in so many ways. But if he takes shelter of Krishna, if on his side Krishna comes, then he becomes victorious. Just like, for example, even a small boy named Prahlad Maharaj, what strength he had no strength. He was a small boy, and nothing was in his support. All circumstances were also unfavorable circumstances he was living. But still, he was always blissful, and he became victorious. Hiranyakashipu, she was ruling not only earthly planet, entire Brahmand, entire universe was under his control. All the demigods were his servant, except three. Who are those? Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Except these three deities, Hiranyakashipu controlled practically everyone, and everyone became his servant. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, they used to come in his assembly and they used to wipe the floor. That was his power. That was his terror. But that Hiranyakashipu was so powerful. He was just killed within few hours. Lord Narsimha came and protected Prahlad Maharaj. So he terrorized everyone, including great demigods also. But he could not make his son Prahlad Maharaj fearful. His son never became fearful of his father. So that is the power of being on the side of Krishna or taking Krishna in our side. So this lesson we learn. See, in our life also, practical life, if we see, so many times we face so many challenges that mind becomes disturbed, isn't it? Especially in this age of Kali, and especially for those people, and even for sometimes even for devotees who have to engage in some kind of material activity, some kind of material work outside in order to maintain themselves. So they find themselves in such situation where they become disturbed, helpless, demotivated. Especially this demotivation, disturbances, or helplessness comes not because of external situations. External situations they become medium, or just external situations they trigger that disturbances. But the cause of actual disturbances is our own, what is our own mind. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. Mind is actual root cause of our bondage or liberation. Our disturbances, happiness, distress, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, whatever it is, mind is the root cause. Because we will always find the same situation will be there. Two different people will have different kind of opinion. The same person in the same situation, he might be very happy, very satisfied. But the same person in that same situation, he might be very much disturbed, unhappy, dissatisfied. Isn't it? It happens. So that is the function of mind. Mind creates this obstacle, disturbances. So mind is our greatest enemy, and mind is our greatest tool also. Greatest, it can become greatest friend also. Mind is a great tool, but it can be properly used only by a person who has the perfect guidance from the superior authority, from a supreme personality of God, Krishna himself. Just like Arjuna had all the skills, everything was there with Arjuna. Krishna did not fight. Only once he just took the chariot wheel. That too, that was also failed. He did not use it finally. But all the fighting was done by Arjuna. He only killed everything. He only did everything. But Krishna just remained with him, and Krishna just spoke little bit. Just before starting the battle, Krishna just spoke little bit, half an hour. That's all. The entire Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna in just half an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. That's all. And simply by taking or understanding this Bhagavad Gita, this knowledge from Krishna, Arjuna became capable. He became filled with enthusiasm to properly fight in proper consciousness, in full Krishna consciousness. Arjuna could fight without getting disturbed. When he killed Dronacharya, also he did not get disturbed. When he shot arrows on the body of Bhishma, he did not get disturbed because he had the perfect knowledge. Only once he got disturbed. In case of Jayadratha, when Abhimanyu got killed at that time. That's why the affection for coming generation is much more than affection for superior generation. This is proved here. That's why we decided not to increase the generation so that we remain detached from this attachment. Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita. He could give up the attachment for his teacher, grandfather, and all the other relatives. But when Abhimanyu got killed, still he became morose. And Krishna came to him, my dear Arjuna, what did I teach you? Did you forget everything? Arjuna, no, my dear Lord, I remember everything, but what to do? He's my only son. He's my 16-year-old boy. Can you imagine? He's just a small boy. And they mercilessly killed him. 7 great warriors, they killed him, Abhimanyu, 16-year-old boy. That was a great shock for Arjuna. That's why Arjuna immediately, he took the promise. Until unless I kill Jayadratha, I will just burn up my body. And Krishna, oh my God. Again, I have to make some plan to protect my dear friend. So many times it happens. Because just in order to protect a devotee's vow, Krishna has to take a lot of trouble. But Krishna likes this. He is very merciful. He likes to take trouble for the sake of his devotees. He likes to break his own promise for the sake of protecting his devotees' promise. That is the nature of Krishna. In this way, Krishna enjoys more transcendental bliss. That is his, he thinks that this is my service to protect my devotees. Otherwise, Krishna, he never gets the opportunity to serve his devotees. Most of the time, devotees, they are always very blissfully, they are engaged in service of Krishna. So they have no demand. They are always in blissful situation. So Krishna doesn't get any opportunity to serve. Devotees are ever satisfied. They don't want anything. So Krishna never gets opportunity to give something to his devotees. So, but when situations like this arises, so apparently Krishna becomes little bit perplexed. But internally, Krishna becomes very pleased. Yes, wow, very nice. Now my devotee is in tension. He is harassed. So I will serve him. I will give him protection. So sometimes when devotees, they are too much harassed by demons in this world, when even pure devotees, when they are too much harassed, when they are in too much disturbances, so sometimes they pray to the Lord. Sometimes they pray to the Lord. Then, my dear Lord, please do something. Then Krishna, he becomes very happy and he very mercifully protects the devotees. So anyway, this is the example that anyone, uh, he may be in a very helpless condition, very disturbing condition, but he takes shelter of Krishna. Krishna is ready to help him. And most of the time, we become disturbed because of the minds and the demands and desires of this mind, or attachments which the mind has. Because as soon as in this material world, whatever we desire, that is not going to happen always. So if we have some kind of desire, if we have some kind of attachment for material things, so definitely the situation will arise in this material world, because everything is temporary here. So as the time passes, so this situation in our life gets changed, then we feel disturbed. It's just like if somebody is too much attached with his body, those who are too much beautiful or handsome or good looking, or those who have good strength, physical strength, so much name, fame. So over the period of time, it gets destroyed. So they feel great disturbances also. A person who never got out in zero, but in Olympic, if he comes and he gets out in zero, so how much disturbed he will feel, isn't it? So this is because of attachment. So in such situations also, if one can take shelter of Krishna very intensely, and the best means of taking shelter of Krishna, bringing Krishna, taking shelter of Krishna means bringing Krishna in our life, or rather we can say inviting Krishna in our heart. So at the region of heart, the soul is also present, mind is also present. So as soon as by chanting Krishna's name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By this simple method, if we sincerely call him for his presence in our heart, so he is very much willing to come and give us all protection, and then we become free from all disturbances. This is exactly like a small child who is lost somewhere in the market or some fair somewhere. So the way he cries out for the protection of his mother. So if with that kind of intensity, attitude, if we cry out for the protection of the Supreme Lord, so we can definitely get out of all kinds of disturbances. And everyone is having disturbances. Everyone is struggling in this material world in miserable condition of life. The only problem is that some fortunate souls, they can realize it, and others whose this conditioning is covered by the activities of Maya and illusion. So although they are in miserable condition because of illusion, they cannot realize it. That's why they don't get inspiration to take shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, those who are in knowledge, they can very well realize it. That our condition is very, very much in miserable situation we are living. So there is no guarantee. Anything can happen at any time. Padam padam yat vipadam desham. This human life is an opportunity to purify our heart, to make progress towards spiritual destination. And that destination is too far from here. So the task is very huge, very, very big project is there. And we have very less time, very less strength. So if one can realize it, he can become within within a fraction of second, he can become very serious and sincere. And he can start taking shelter of Krishna. That's why sometimes it happens. There are devotees who just come in contact. They sincerely and seriously read Bhagavad Gita, and they immediately realize that I am entangled in such a miserable situation of life. How can I be happy in this world? How can I neglect to become Krishna conscious? So he becomes very enthusiastic, and he immediately, even within few days, he starts chanting 16 rounds. Just like our Pradeep, he got connected, and after a few days, he increased his number of rounds. Mukesh Prabhu also, Rakesh Prabhu also. And Manish Prabhu, what about you? Manish Prabhu is still very comfortable. Wow, what a chat. Very nice. Life is going on. Thanda, thanda, cool, cool. We should be serious. Okay. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Yes, is there any question?
To today's discussion here.
Yes, please.
One is Bhishma should not have gone looking for a girl for his father, and
Oh,
the
that
second
that is a
is
different case. We just took the example to narrate something, but if you go deep into it, you will understand Bhishma did not do anything wrong. That was his duty. At that time, the Kshatriyas, they used to have marriage, different kinds of marriage. The Kshatriyas were allowed to go and kidnap the girl and get married to her. So that was the system. And that is not actually, you cannot say it is a crime, because they used to do it not in privately. They used to challenge, and all the kings used to assemble, and there used to happen fight. Great fight was there, and then they used to show their power, strength, and then they used to take the girl. So that
But
was
why
the
can't
system. Of course, today you cannot do this. You will be in jail. In today's
Prabhu,
scenario, it is a crime.
true. And then why can't all of these things happen nicely? Why does everyone want to fight all the time?
No, there are
The way
different
they
natures are there. Brahman, you cannot expect a Kshatriya to act like a Brahmana. You cannot
true. Yeah.
expect a Brahmana to act like a Kshatriya. Different natures have been designed, means have been awarded by the system. Varnashram system is there. Brahmana is having different kinds of Swabhav. Brahmana is by nature always peaceful, tolerant. Even if
True.
a person comes and kills him, he will not means retaliate. He will simply, okay, if the Lord desired, let me be killed. But if Kshatriya, if you just go and just say, I will kill you, he will immediately take out his sword and be prepared to fight with you.
True.
So that is different nature. Both are required. Brahmanas have their duties to perform. Kshatriya has their duties to perform. Vaishya and Shudras, everyone has their duties to perform. So it's not that one thing is wrong, one thing
The
is
Brahmana
right.
will probably think that it is time for the Brahmin to leave. And I don't know what is going to happen post this time, because if Brahmins leave, then the society is ultimately anyway into chaos. And then
Yeah,
if
the
Brahmins
Brahmanas
stop
are the
preaching,
most important
uh,
personalities in the society,
true.
because they give the direction, guidance. But
True.
Kshatriyas are compared with arms, so they give the
Mhm.
protection from
Mhm.
Kshata, Trayate iti Kshatriya. Kshat means harm. So
Mhm.
there are always some kind of these sinful persons are there. They try
True.
to harm the society. The Kshatriyas are meant to give protection by fighting, by destroying those
Mhm.
elements from the society. And
True.
Brahmana's duty is to give guidance, to impart knowledge of Vedic literatures, to
Mhm.
uplift the conscious, spiritual consciousness of people in general. So both are required, and Vaishyas are required, because if they don't do this business, and they don't produce food grains, and they
Mhm.
don't give protection to cows. Vaishya, by the way, mercantile class of people, their dharma duty is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam. Krishi means agriculture, produce food grains, and Goraksha means protection of cows. Vanijyam means
Mhm.
business. So in this way, they also support the society financially. And then
Mhm.
Shudras are required to work, because a Brahmana will require some assistance, Kshatriya will require assistance, and Vaishya, they will also require assistance. The Shudras are there to support them.
Mhm.
Okay, so time is up, so
Mhm.
we'll stop here.
Thank you,
Thank you.